Hey, alumni friends, welcome to another NHCC Alumni Coffee Break. It's Troy, the alumni guy, and I'm honored to have Priscilla Mayowa join me today. Priscilla, welcome.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me, Troy. My name is Priscilla. I used to attend North Hennepin, well, slightly kind of attend still, but I'm an alumni of North Hennepin Community College, one of my favorite schools that I've been to so far. And I'm not saying that because they invited me on this, but truly, and I'm excited to be here.
That's wonderful. And I salute you, my friend, with our coffee break mug. Boom. So tell our audience what you were studying at, because you alluded to the fact that you're still kind of at NHCC. So what did you graduate with and what did you return for?
So I think like a lot of people who did my AA in liberal arts at North Hennepin, so just taking my general classes, trying to figure out what I wanted to do in my life. I did take some specific classes. I mean, right now I'm at Bemidji for my accounting degree.
Hmm.
So I did take like some specific accounting classes and business classes. So I got like a bunch of certificates from North Hennepin actually, that say I'm certified in like certain like business aspects. So AA degree and then some business certificates.
Wonderful. And the job that you're doing has a lot to do with advocacy, and you are very excited about that work. So tell our audience your employer and the work that you're doing.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say like necessarily an employer, but I work with Lead MN, which is the 2-year college student association. And so it's sort of like the union, I would say, in a way, such the way faculty and staff have their own unions. Lead MN acts as that advocacy group for students. And so I've been with Lead MN for 3 years plus now, and I'm currently rounding up my term as president of the association.
Okay.
And it's been really exciting to do a lot of like advocacy and community building, as well as just speaking out for the issues that students are facing, and then seeing some like results and outcomes come out of it. And it's really given me like a lot, like it's helped me build, I should say, my confidence
Mm.
around a lot of things, in using my voice to speak up, because sometimes we see an issue and we're like, oh, I might be the only one going through it, or it's not such a big deal, right, if I'm the only one dealing with it. But there's like a lot of people going through the same stuff that you're going through, and until you say something, and somebody else with that same problem is like, yeah, me too, and then you all band together and you're like, yeah, we should actually like demand change because this doesn't make sense. And then you actually see change happen. It's really rewarding, and so it's something that I'm really excited about because it makes me feel very useful. So yeah.
So what are the biggest issues that students are facing that you and your group have found? Like a top three.
So a big one would be basic needs for sure. I think this pandemic has really exacerbated that issue, where we see that people are struggling with food insecurity or housing and homelessness issues. Mental health is a big one, especially. And then transportation too. So anything that requires like just the basic things you need to survive. I think if a student is not able to meet those basic needs, they're going to definitely struggle with school, because instead of focusing on their classes, they're thinking about, okay, where am I going to get my next meal? Where am I going to lay my head? How am I going to do my assignments if I don't have a home with an internet? And broadband too is one of those things as well. Um, so those are one of like the main issue, right? Because we have to look at students beyond like their academic pursuits and into like their person, and how that impacts their success as students. And then after that, then I shouldn't say after that, but then you go into then, okay, their academic life, and you talk about transfer, right? How do I transfer from North Hennepin to Bemidji and make sure that all my credits transfer, right? I don't have to pay money again to take like 3 classes I already took at North Hennepin at Bemidji because they don't transfer. So those are some of the issues that we've seen students face and that we've been working on.
Okay. And you mentioned that you are currently the president of this group, and it sounds like you're wrapping up to me, like your presidency is coming to an end. So always great, right, to look back and reflect on those successes
Hmm.
that you had as president. What would you highlight as some of your successes?
Wow, that's a good question. I've actually not had a chance to really think about it
Yeah.
because we just actually finished our conference this weekend where we elected new members. But I think I would speak more to my highlights. This is not so much as my successes. One of my highlights for this year is working on the task force for police reform.
Okay.
So we, as well as some other groups of people, so like faculty groups and petitions to establish a task force to review police education.
Okay.
And by doing that, we were able to get a task force that did that. And so the task force met from September up until February, I believe it was. And so the group was tasked with making recommendations to the police education, so law enforcement education and that sort. So that's one of my biggest highlights, is that if I was able to be a part of something that I think would help move the needle, even if it's just a bit, in just fixing the problem of policing that we have, not just in the state, but in the country. And so that was definitely one of my highlights, amongst other things.
That's fantastic. And you mentioned that you got a next chapter here, Priscilla. You're off to Bemidji, and it sounds like an accounting degree.
Yes. Um so oh my god. I'm hoping, because I have been taking classes bit by bit at Bemidji State. I'm hoping that I can finish that sometime this year, and then they, luckily for me, like right when I was just, getting into my degree, Bemidji launched a program where they have an accelerated master's degree program for accounting. And so you can take master's program classes while you're in your senior year. So I'm hoping to also be a part of that in the fall so that I can get my master's degree program by the end of the summer of next year. So fingers crossed, I can finish all of that.
That's wonderful. So what's the hope? What's the dream job that you're looking for when this is all done?
Oh, Troy, if I told you I knew exactly what I would do with my life, I would be lying. I think every day something interests me. Like I read up on something and I'm like, oh, I could do that. And it's like, no, you cannot. Stop, focus, concentrate, Priscilla. Like it's not everything. But I mean, it's even like something I put on my LinkedIn page. I see myself as like a Jane of all trades. I'm always trying to learn different things and new things, and increase my knowledge repertoire, whatever. But I should definitely do something with my degree, so that's in the cards for me. So I'm hoping that I would get my CPA, and then go, work for maybe a community organization, a nonprofit, or small business, sort of like that. I'm not super interested. I used to be interested in corporate America. I don't know if I'm so much as interested now as I used to be before. But then I'm also looking to get my JD as well, and maybe that would help me do some finance related law, like around maybe looking at policies that impacts financial businesses or that impacts financial transactions, things like that. I haven't really fleshed it out. I've had a few people tell me to do property law, again because I've been like into real estate for the last like 6 months, but I'm like, huh, this interest will probably fade away in a while. So that's one of the things. And then I'm hoping, when I'm old and gray, I can like settle into like nonprofit work, you know.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I have no doubt, Priscilla, whatever you tackle, you're going to be brilliant. Yes, because your enthusiasm and your passion and your kind of your quest for lifelong learning experiences is inspirational.
Thank you.
Yes, gosh, my pleasure. And what a joy to interview you. I hope you'll come back and give us an update at some point. I would love that.
Sure. Why not?
Good, good, wonderful. Well, alumni friends, on behalf of Priscilla Mayowa, this is Troy, the alumni guy, signing off for now. Have a great rest of your week.